Good evening, everyone. This is ST Blessed and Creativity. My name is Esther Adebayo. Today we'll be making a lunch bag, and then I want to show you the measurement of the lunch bag, and then how I'm starting with a measurement first. How I was able to curve the body parts. Now, starting with the body part is given 8.5 by 10 inches. 8.5 wide, then 10 inches for the length. And this part, you are going to cut it into two. So the first thing you do when you have gotten the two part of this, you have to curve it like this. The way I curved the edge part of it, you can see the way I curved it. So you have to curve it. So now what I'm going to do is I will just place this on the one that I've cut before. Then I will follow it and curve it. You just give it a round curve by the edge this way. You come to this side too. You give it the same round curve. Come here. You give it the same round curve. The same thing this side, so that both of them can look alike. You can see there are two now. This is the front and this is the back. Then after that, we want to cut both the up and then down panel. After giving it my own measurement, because the upper panel is going to start by this side. This side you see that I notched, that is where it's going to start. It will come to this side. So how do I measure that? I put my tape rule like this. I measure it round to this side, to this other side. It gives me 12.5. Then I start the measurement to get the down panel. I measured it round like this. Round like this. So it gives me 23. It gives me 24 round. So and I've been able to cut it. This is what I'm using, this down part. You see this black side of the material, I'm using it for my lunch bag. Why I prefer doing that is because, you know, most of the schools, they just place the children's lunch bag on the ground. But when you are using a black something like this and a harder material like this, it helps the lunch bag to last long. So this is the 24 for the down panel, and this is the 12.5 for the upper panel that I have cut here. And after doing it that way, I have to give them their lining. I used waterproof lining. Can you see? This is the lining for all this. This is the lining for the upper panel. This is the lining for it. This is the lining for the upper panel. As you can see, this is the lining for the upper panel. Then the down panel, this is the lining for it. As you can see, this is the lining. Then now we want to cut the foam. I've already cut the foam. As you can see, if you are cutting your foam, because we are going to use piping for both front and the back, you see the way I cut my foam, I left a space. There's a space around here. That space is where so that the pipe can relax very well when you are sewing it. So this is the foam for both front and the back and their lining, and this is the foam for the upper panel. This is the foam for the down panel. And see, this is the foam for it, and this is the one we are going to use for the handle. So what we are going to do now is we are going to attach the foam and the lining. I'll just go and close it down like this. Stitch it round. Put the foam inside, stitch it round. I'll do everything, then come back to show you the next thing on line. Since we have cut the body and the lining everything, so we'll just go and stitch it round, then we'll bring it to come and show you. Thank you very much. Hello everyone, this is the continuation of the lunch bag. I've added the waterproof lining. This is the front part and this is the back part. I told you this part is going to be in two. It's going to be in two. So this is it. This is the bottom panel. This is the bottom panel and this is the upper panel. Now the first thing we are going to do now is I want to add the bottom cup, or they call it stand. You get to motion, they will call it bottom cup. The first thing you do is get the middle here. As I'm getting it here, then notch the middle. The other side to make sure you get the middle of it. Notch it. After doing it that way, we will now start measuring where we are going to put our stand. Where we are going to put our stand. The first thing you do is you first of all measure this side, because you know this is the bottom. This is your bottom. You measure it. The wideness of the bag is 8.5. Definitely the half of it will be 4 1/4. You get your 8.5 here first. 4 1/4. This is 8.5 to this side. Can you see? I've marked it. This is it here. From here to this place is 8.5. Come to this side too. You get your 8.5. Mark it. This is it that I've marked. So you get your 8.5. Then in the middle where you have notched, you come to this place. You measure 2.5 to this place, 2.5 to this place, 2.5 to this place, making 5 inches. 2.5 here. From the place where you have notched to this place 2.5, from here to this place 2.5. You come to this side too. Measure your 2.5 the same way, making it 5. So from where you have gotten your 5, where you have gotten your 2.5, from here to this place 2.5, put your tape rule there. Measure 1.5 inside. 1.5 inside. You put your dot there. 1.5. The same thing, the same place too. You put your 1.5. Can you see? So you put your tape rule here too. Measure your 1.5. Come to this place too. Measure your 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. Let me bring it closer to you. Can you see the dot here? This is one of the dots here. From this place to this place 1.5. From here to this place 1.5. The same thing to this place. From here to this place 1.5. From here to this place 1.5. So it is on that place you are going to punch. And when you punch, then the middle, you just come to the middle here, because we are going to put 5 there. We are going to put 5 there.